Dunkway Headquarters, Washington, D.C., 11:11 p.m.
Attention. Attention.
Automatic defense procedures initiated. Warning. Automatic defense procedures.
Attention.
Automatic defense procedures initiated.
Sir,
Warning.
we lost our contact with the ALS-12 drone. We did get one visual of Mrs. Bayou, one of the fugitives, dropping some kind of boulder, destroying the drone. Sir, at this point we are not aware if Onitoptera survived the strike of the drone. These hypodermic needles are the samples of prototype 100 tested by the lab. The lab report concluded T110 extremely lethal, fatal to human subjects. The fugitive Onitoptera seems to be the only one to sustainably hold the prototype extraterrestrial gene she is carrying.
Good. Lynn, I need you to keep all the radio station on rerun to alert the authorities on their apprehension. I and Mr. Lawrence here need to discuss.
Apprehension? They need to be executed on sight. At this moment, Onitoptera, Mira, and my wife Nova are more a liability than an asset, Uncle H. My father put a lot of support in this pathetic project and made you a very wealthy man. I run Dunkway Industry, not you. We can always find new volunteers. So I need you to tell this so-called assistant of yours to shoot on sight, or I'll pull the plug. Or should I expose what is really going on? Mr. Hcranom turned to Lawrence and walked over to him. His face was a normal demeanor, but his eyes were cold and lifeless. He stopped right in front of his cousin and put his hand on his shoulder and stared deep into his eyes. His cousin Lawrence, not sure what was about to happen, watched his Uncle H pick up the hypodermic needle out of the tray his assistant was holding and jammed it viciously into the flesh of his cheek, into the flesh of his tongue, and pushed the prototype T100 greenish content into his mouth. Lawrence jerked himself off of Mr. H and grabbed onto his assistant out of anguish. As blood out of his mouth splattered over her blouse, Lynn, mortified, saw how Lawrence started deteriorating right in front of her. His skin was turning jelly and started melting as his muscles of his body revealed. He fell to the floor, shaking violently, and in seconds, which seemed eternity, Lawrence was completely reduced into jelly, bloody skeleton.
Lynn, I would like to apologize for my nephew's rude behavior. Could you have the body disposed immediately? Contact my sister-in-law and inform her her son has just passed away. True self-infliction. You need to assemble a special search team and find her in the Bayou. Bring all women to me. No mistakes this time. I'll be having lunch in the upper deck.
Yes, sir. In the bayou, close to the marsh, oh, 2:37 a.m. The women stared at the old woman who suddenly appeared right in front of them. In one hand, the woman was holding a harmonica. In the other arm, a small baby that looked lifeless. She kept whispering. Mira, Onitoptera, and Nova could not make out what she was saying. The woman looked absolutely frightening. Her mahogany skin was filled with tattoos that looked like ancient Egyptian lettering. Her dress was old, soggy, and molding, dripping swamp water. Her eye was completely black.
Those that take from me, I take from them. This sacrifice will suffice.
The witch stared at Mira.
When the time is ripe, one of you has to join the dark side, where I am. This is the only way for the greater.
The old witch stared at Nova.
Within yourself, in the depths of your mind, is where you will emerge, and your powers will be. Embrace them, mariposa. Let the blame be your father was not a
The old woman walked eerily backwards.
father. The child's infant soul left him when the earth quaked.
The old witch kept walking backwards into the river.
He will be left in the waters of my deep. The man you seek is here, neither dead or alive, not the one that seeks your blood. Let the gift in you as the curse find him.
The witch was standing on the water like she was floating, and beside her a man that looked like a ghost, looked like Hcranom. Then suddenly a multitude of people were beside them, and in a twinkle of the eye, they were gone. What the hell was that, Onitoptera? Kapalata, her spirit or an apparition? What the hell? All because Mira picked up some fruit? How the hell did she know all those things about me, about my father? She called you something. Mariposa means butterfly. Nova, I know you're a skeptic, but she didn't take us to her land of the dead because she took something from us in return and gave us a message from the future. What, that delirious message that you're supposed to be a butterfly? What that crazy dead nurse said? Or that our employee is actually dead or in some kind of trance? Is he a ghost as well, Onitoptera? From where I'm standing, something is wrong with this forest, swamp, whatever it fucking is. We are hungry and dehydrated. We're probably just seeing things. And yet you were pretty shocked when she mentioned your father. Or were we all imagining that too? The thing is, we understood her very well. me, you, and Mira. Onitoptera and Nova ran over to Mira, who was holding her bloody thighs. Her hands was also soaked with blood. She was still wearing her uniform from Moorhill, and it was dripping drops of blood. Onitoptera held Mira close as they sank on the floor close to a mahogany tree. Mira had lost her baby. Well then, we need to find her some water. Onitoptera, watch her, will you? You must be laughing your guts out, silly black girl who thought she could get a lucrative career over me and fucking my husband. You don't care. You're so cold-hearted. I don't need anything from you. Or am I not supposed to be the angry black woman? Shh, there, Mira. I'm here. Shh. You're right, Mira. I did take that job position from you. You deserved it more than I did. You definitely have the right experience. And my marriage was indeed over. But still, I didn't deserve the treatment you both gave me. This is going to be harsh coming from me. But you dodged a huge bullet by not having that scumbag's baby. And you think my life is rosy because I'm privileged? Well, let me let you in on my rosy beginnings. My white mother chose to marry a rich man. After my biological father lost his job, I never got to see him again because that's what privilege does. My new stepfather started mentally abusing my mother, so she binged on pills all day until she passed out. Instead of my mother to leave this horrible abusive relationship, she chose to stay and save face because that's what decent women do. She told me as a child, women that look like us. So my stepfather would take me to my room and do things to me that should never be done to a child. He promised me he won't let mommy die as long as I kept it a secret. After I hit puberty, he started molesting me. It finally stopped when I was found unconscious at the gym school floor by the nurse. The doctors explained to me my uterus was so damaged I wouldn't be able to have my own children. My stepfather went to jail and I never spoke to my mother again. I was sent to my grandmother who lived in a secluded forest. When my mother passed away, she left me a huge fortune and a note that read, "I am sorry." Nova turned her back towards Onitoptera and Mira, who were dumbfounded by her story, as she walked to look for water. Onitoptera, do you hear that? Nova started running back towards them. Onitoptera and Mira, they have found our location. We need to move right now. I can't, my feet seems to be stuck together. What the hell are those threads on your legs? Where did they come from, Onitoptera? I don't know, it seems to be wrapping my feet. Mira tried to rip off the thread that seems to be wrapping fast around Onitoptera's feet. But they were so sharp, it almost cut her fingers. Mira stood beside Nova and watched in amazement how the thread singly started to form around Onitoptera. She stood up on the tree as the thread formed around her. It looked like a chrysalis, and she was turning into some kind of insect pupa or a cocoon. Suddenly, the three women were surrounded by men dressed in army uniforms, heavily armed.
You're surrounded! Come out with your hands up!
Hi, I'm the narrator of Turning Eye Erotics, the series about Hcranom of the podcast Golden Ya, Curl Up and Hot Hair. Curl up meaning being against your bed, and hot hair as in telling the gist, telling the tea, telling a story. Telling a good story is like drinking a good cup of tea. My stories are about fantasy and real lifetime events. To listen to the rest of this whole episode, visit Golden Ya, Hot Air, and Curl Up on the Anchor website. Make sure you press on the link right now. I'll be posting every week a whole episode on the Anchor site and little snippets on this channel. Next time on this channel for the next episode of HCranom. Love, peace, and coconut water. God bless.